Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel, to you as a Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And today is December 31st, so-called New Year's Eve, right? But this is another pagan holiday, right? Last week, pagan holiday was Christmas. And this week, the pagan holiday is known as New Year's, right? Which all goes back to idolatry at the end of the day, man. As like you see on the screen, it says, "Did you know New Year's holiday is the worship of the pagan god Janus?" Now, Janus was the pagan god that had two faces. One face looked into the past, the other face looked into the future. And, a lot of depictions of Janus, the past face will have a beard, and the future face will have his face shaved, man. This so-called quote-unquote God is completely through, man. All right, Janus. This is where the month January gets named from. It's named after Janus, man. All right, and in the bottom it says New Year's resolution. Look at your past and your future. All right. So it's not wrong to creating goals for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we do it specifically for New Year's, and you're in that spirit of New Year's resolutions, that's idolatry, man. That's going off, man. All right. If you need a date to change on the calendar in order for you to, better your life, you're not really serious about it, right? If you say to yourself in August, man, I need to quit smoking, I'll do it in New Year's. No, you're really not gonna. You're not gonna stick to that plan. That's why majority of New Year's resolutions they always fail, man. All right, and the new year isn't in January. All right, January is the beginning of winter. In the winter, most crops die, man. Nothing grows. Not nothing, but majority of food doesn't grow in the winter. All right, so this is really the beginning of the end of the year. When you look at it, not only with common sense, but through the scriptures, man. This is Deuteronomy 16. I'm gonna start from verse 1. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy power. For in the month of Abib did the Lord thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Right? And if you go into the blue letter for that word Abib, it goes into fresh, and another word for fresh is new, right? Fresh, young barley ears, barley. This is where you see the crops and starting to grow their so-called ears, right? Because everything is starting fresh, everything is starting new. The new year is really when the harvest begins, and the harvest begins in spring. Passover is observed in spring. That's why the scripture says again and again, observe the month of Abib, and to keep the Passover unto the Lord thy power. For in the month of Abib, in the first month, the Lord thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Right? If you go to Slovakia, if you go to the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and I'm gonna start from the top. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Right? So this month right here is going to be the beginning of all months, the first month. All right? It shall be the first month of the year unto you. All right? And what month is this? This is the first month of the year. The first month where you observe the Passover. Right? And when you read the rest, verse 3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for the house, a lamb for an house, right? But I'm not gonna read the rest of it because it goes into the Passover. But if you see Amalek out there, saying Happy New Year's, they're double-minded, man, because they don't celebrate Passover in January, man. All right? The true Passover is in the spring, right? The months are observed by not the numbers of the days, but by starting from the new moon. All right, this is where the word month gets its name from the moon. All right, so January isn't real. There's no month called January, right? According to the Lord, man. All right, so January 1st is not a new year. All right, this is all idolatry at the end of the day, and there's a reason why people celebrate this, man, because it pleases the flesh, man. People celebrate this in Christmas because you get gifts, all right. You get drunk, right? It's basically a do what you will, do what thou wilt spirit that goes on this place during these times, man. New Year's resolutions, new year, new me. No, you're the same demon you were yesterday, man. All right, nothing really changed, man. That's technically still the same month, man. All right, let me jump over to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. We start at verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. All right. I seen a meme going around that says, boys will sacrifice their future, men will sacrifice their present. Right? Because when you sacrificing your future is really celebrating New Year's too. Are you celebrating New Year's? You're really sacrificing your future. All right, you're sacrificing your salvation, celebrating New Year's, worshiping idol gods, man. All right, sacrificing your present will be condemning these pagan holidays, right? Getting shunned by your family and friends for not joining in the same idolatrous actions that they do, man. All right, but we're doing this for a reason, man. There's a purpose behind every action. There's a purpose behind the actions of men of the Lord, man. All right, we're not doing this to be basically to be the opposite of society. Even though through the spirit we are, because everything in this society is fucking wicked. It's just how it works out. All right, we ain't doing this out of spite of our loved ones. We're doing this in the spite of wickedness, man. All right. Verse 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. All right, the heart of fools is in the house of mirth, going out, screaming out Happy New Year's, kissing on strangers, man. All right, getting drunk beyond excess, man. How many people the Lord gonna take out today, man? In drunk driving crashes, man. Why is that? Because you were celebrating idolatry, man. Call upon your gods when you need to be delivered, man. All right, the gods that you chose. Let me get that real quick. This is Judges chapter 10 and 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Another god being one called Janus too, right? Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Right. When all hell's breaking loose, when shit hits the fan in America, when shit hits the fan in Babylon, remember all those pagan holidays you celebrated and cry unto those gods you chose, man. All right. Don't cry unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai in those days, man, because he's not going to hear you. All right. Let me jump over to the book of this is Galatians chapter 5. I'm going to start at 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the lust of the flesh, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Right, if you walk in the spirit, you're not going to be in the spirit of worshiping Janus, man. The worshiping of Janus is contrary to the worshiping of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. That's why we got to constantly walk in the spirit, man. Verse 18. But if ye be led by the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? And people out there are getting practicing idolatry, because idolatry was listed in this. The people out there are getting drunk beyond beyond comprehension, because drunkenness was listed in here. All right, the people out there committing fornication, because a lot of adultery, because a lot of adultery is going to happen tonight, man, because of drunkenness, man. And not only physical fornication, but spiritual fornication as well. Because what are you doing? You're celebrating and observing the so-called god Janus, man. All right? People like this are not going to inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is why it's better to be in the house of mourning than the house of feasting, man. All right? But, you know, Babylon is built on idolatry, man. There's false idols all around this place, man. And people know it. And people just want to make excuses for it, man. All right? But the excuses really don't hold weight when you bring out the scriptures and cut their ass, man. All right? They'll say that they love the Lord, but they really only love him with his lips. With their lips, Salakia. This is Psalms chapter 97 and verse 7. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all ye gods. And people will scream Happy New Year for 2 weeks straight, man. 2 weeks straight. And it's not even a new year, man. It'll be January 13th that people will still be screaming out Happy New Year, man. This is folly and it's idolatry, man. And people will be confounded, man. So worshiping these idol gods, man. Verse 8, Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Lord. Right? And when judgment happens tonight, we're going to be glad, man. Verse 9, for thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods, man. These gods are nothing, man. These are graven images, man. These are, what do you call these? These are ideologies, man. These false gods hold no weight, man. All right? Ye that love the Lord hate the evil. Hate the evil. Idolatry is evil, man. And he preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. All right? Who are his saints, man? Those that made a covenant with him by sacrifice, man. That's why people gotta understand this really isn't for everybody. But hey, Janus is for everybody, man. Anybody can scream Happy New Year, man. Even if it's not the new year. Alright? Let me get one more and I'll close out with this. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16. Salakia. This is Wisdom of Solomon 14. Starting at verse 1. Again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him. Right. People will be on a ship made out of wood, and he'll see the waves raging, and they'll pray to the idol god that's made out of wood more rotten and more corrupt than the boat is made out of, man. You put in more faith in a piece of wood that has that is in less better shape than the actual boat itself, man. But you don't have faith in the boat because you're worried that it's going through these rough waves, man. This is what people actually do, man. Verse 2, for verily desire of gain devised that, and the workman built it by his skill. Right. These idol gods, you know, these evil eye pendants, these crucifix pendants, these are only created and sold for gain, man. There is no other reason why they were created and sold. Of course, they lead people astray too, but really it's all for profit at the end of the day. Verse 3, but thy providence, O Father, governeth it For thou hast made a way in the sea, and a safe path in the waves. And that word providence, it goes into the definition of providence, a manifestation of divine care or direction, provident or prudent management of resources, prudent foresight, provident care. It's basically meaning divine intervention is a form of providence. Anything that the Lord creates a path for you, that's providence, man. The foreseeing care and guidance of the Most High or nature over the creatures of the earth. Really, is all by the hand of the Lord, man. That's providence, man. Wisdom of Solomon 14:3. But thy providence, O Father, governeth it, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the waves. Right, and this is another thing. People are calling upon Janus for a better year, new me. They're calling upon, they're invoking the spirit of pagan gods instead of asking the Most High to clean out their heart and change their ways, man. All right, this whole place is backwards, man. Confounded all they that be that serve idol gods, man. All right, verse 4, showing that thou canst save from all danger, yea, though a man went to sea without art. All right, the Lord will create a safe patches from any kind of danger, man. If you put his faith and trust into him, if you put your faith and trust into him, you don't have to go out into battle with pieces of art, man. Handcrafted pieces of art, crucifixes, Kabbalah stones, and all that nonsense, man. You don't have to do that. The Lord is the ultimate power, man. The Lord is the living power, man. All right. Everything else is just really art at the end of the day. All right. And what does this say in Exodus chapter 20? Exodus 20, starting at verse 3. Thou shalt not have any Salakia. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make any the Salakia. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Right. So you're not supposed to create any graven images and bow down to them and worship them, right? But this is what idolatry is, man. All right. When you see people kiss their crucifix, you see people kiss the Kabbalah stone, bowing down to images of false prophets and people, man. That's going off according to the first commandment of the 10 Commandments, man. All right. Verse 5. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. For in old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. All right, and we were those old giants, old proud giants that perished in the flood too, man. All right, that goes back into Jake. But at the same time, who was that? Salakia, the hope of the world. Who was the hope of the world? That was Noah and his 3 sons, man. All right, Noah and his 3 sons. The hope of the world governed by thy hand, the providence, escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. All right, Noah didn't carry on no false idols. Noah didn't carry on the boat, graven images and worship them and prayed for safe passage, man. Noah kept his faith to the Creator, man. Verse 7, for blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it, and as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible it was called God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. Right. And I brought that out through the Spirit because this is ungodly too. Celebrating New Year's, creating New Year's resolutions, man. It's both hateful. It's hateful unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I'm gonna close out with that. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Babal.